Genesis chapter number 1, verse 26. Genesis 1:26. It says, and God says, He said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in His own image. In the image of God created He him. Male and female, He created them. And God said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness, and let them have dominion. So God did what He said He was going to do. Verse 27 said He created man in His own image, and in the image of God created He him. Male and female created He them. 1 Corinthians chapter number 2. 1 Corinthians 2. 1 Corinthians chapter 2. For the sake of time, we'll go to chapter 3. Chapter 3, verse number 9 says, for we are laborers together with God. Ye are God's husbandry, and ye are God's building. According to the grace of God which is given unto me, as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, another build thereupon. But let every man take heed how he build thereupon. For no other foundation can no man lay that is laid, which is Jesus Christ. Now, if any man build upon the foundation gold, silver, precious stone, wood, hay, stubble, always remember that every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire. And the fire shall try every man's work, what sort it is. And if a man work abide which he built thereon, he shall receive a reward. But if any man's work shall be burned, if a man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet as so by fire. Know ye not that you are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwell in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy, for the temple of God is holy, which temple are ye? Verse number 9 says again, he says, for we are laborers together with God. You are God's husbandry. Ye are God's building. But always remember, verse 13 says, every man's work has to be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire. And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. I want to talk to you from this subject, knowing what you're made of. Knowing what you're made of. Keep it right there, Corey, if you will. In order for you to know who you are, you have to first know who He is. For the unveiling of our identity is wrapped up in the unveiling of His identity. To know me, I have to know Him. Jesus then boggles the minds of His disciples and asks them a very profound question. After walking with Him after a period of 3.5 years, 3 years, He asked them a question. Who do men say that I am? Well, they begin to debate like theologians and said, some say you are Jeremiah. Some say, he said, I'm not concerned about the secular media and what they think and what the rumors are said about me. I want to know the very people that have been walking with me. Who do you say I am? Peter stood up and said, truly thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. Jesus stopped him and says, Peter, flesh and blood has not revealed that unto you, but my Father which is in heaven. And now thou art Peter, because you can't receive your identity until you know my identity. And since the Holy Spirit has revealed to you who I am, now I can tell you who you are. Thou art Peter, because your identity is wrapped up in you knowing my identity. And when you know me, you'll know you. Thou art Peter. Upon this rock I will build. Now understand, the Bible already says, take heed how you build thereupon. Now Jesus is going to build anything. He has to make sure he built correctly, because every man's work has to be tested. And Jesus says, I'm ready to build my church. Why? Because now my church has a revelation of me. And the gates of hell will not prevail. In other words, when all hell breaks loose in your life, because you built upon the revelation of who he is, you can stand your ground and say, if God is for me, who can be against me? But it's only for the people who understand who he is. They'll know who they are. And when all hell breaks loose, the work will be tried, but his work will not fail, because we built upon the solid rock, and his name is Jesus. Now let me take you a little further, little further. Understand, our identity is wrapped up in his identity, because you must recognize he made us like him. He said, let us make man in our image and in our likeness. Let him have dominion. So God made us like him. So if we want to know who we are, we have to know who he is, because he made us like him. So our identity is wrapped up in his identity. If I want to know me, I got to know him. That's why the Bible says, without faith it is impossible to please God. For them that come to me must first believe that he is. You have to first know who he is before you know who you are. He is all powerful. He is all sufficient. He is almighty. He is always. He's invincible. He's incredible. He's unmovable. He's unstoppable. He's Alpha. He's Omega. He's beginning. He's in. He's first. He's last. He is the one that sits on the circle of the earth. He is God. He's incredible. He can't be stopped. Oh, I feel God in here. Tap your neighbor and say, he's almighty. Abraham in Sarah's age was no match for him. You must understand, Pharaoh couldn't hold him. The Red Sea couldn't stop him. The walls of Jericho fell before him. Y'all need to understand that Goliath wasn't big enough. The lions, Daniel and the lion's den couldn't eat him. The 3 Hebrew boys in the fire couldn't burn him. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about the very God that made you like him. The Old Testament couldn't conceal him, so the New Testament had to reveal him. Demons can't stand before him, and Satan can't stand him. Do you understand that the grave couldn't keep him, because he is God? And watch this, and you are made like him. That means you can't be stopped. That means you can't be moved. That means the devil can't keep you. That means the devil can't hold you, because I'm made just like him. Y'all sit down. I'm about to talk to y'all. Give your neighbor a high five and say, know what you're made of. You need to know what you're made of. You need to know you was made like him. And when you recognize the devil can't stand him, that means the devil can't stand me, because I'm just like him. And if the devil can't stop him, guess what? The devil can't stop me. Oh, you better recognize. I want to preach this thing. Give your neighbor a high five and say, you can't be stopped. When I think of the goodness of Jesus, I can't be stopped. You want to know why I'm still here? Because I'm made out of the same stuff God was made out of. Watch it. I said, I only got a few more minutes because y'all shouted about the next hour. I love it. But give me a few more minutes here. Y'all sit down just for real quick. Keep it right there, Corey. We almost there. Watch this. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. You want to know why? Because faith allows us to be like him. You want to know why Daniel couldn't be eaten? Because lions can't eat God. Do you want to know why? Watch this. The woman with the issue of blood, and Jesus said, your faith had made you whole. You want to know why her blood issue dried up? Because God don't have a blood issue. And when you receive faith and when you believe, you become what what he made you. And since God ain't blind, that's why the blind man's eyes was open, because he had faith. And when you receive faith, then you receive your God likeness, and whatever God is, you are. That's why sickness can't stay in your body, because God ain't sick. And if you believe by faith, you receive whatever he has. Oh, that was good. That was good. Say faith. That's why the devil don't want us to have faith, because it allows us to be like the one who made us. That's why the lame man gets up and start walking, because God ain't lame. And when you receive faith, it gives you back your lost identity. And as he is in heaven, so are you in earth. Watch this. Watch this. That's why he says, this is how you resist the devil, by being steadfast in faith. Guess what? The devil can't beat God. That's why the Bible says you can quench all the fiery darts of the wicked if you have the shield of faith. That's why he told Peter, Satan is coming to get you, Peter, but I have prayed for you that your faith don't fail. Because when you got faith, the devil he is no match to the believer who believes he is who he made you to be. When I know I'm made like God, the devil can't mess with me. I'm invincible by faith. Do y'all not know? Listen, know what you're made of. And then you must understand that you'll never know what you're made of until you're tried. Because, watch this, God said, you are my building. Stand up, Daryl. Come here. God says, just stay right there. He says, I made you in my image and likeness. He says, you are my building. He says, but wait a minute. Every man's work has to be tried by fire, so you'll know what sort it is. So you'll know what you're made of. Because there's different makeups. There's gold, silver, hay, stubble, wood. After that fire get done with you, and you still around with your sanity, I'm gold, baby. I'm gold, baby. You better recognize. See, you'll know what you're made of after you come through hell. And if you still loving people and still forgiving people after they done backstabbed you and talked about you, you know what you're made of after you've been turned on and backstabbed and disliked and ostracized. And you know what you're made of when you come out of it. Everybody has to be tried by fire so you'll know what work you are of. After you done gone through hell and took a licking and still ticking, you know I'm made like God. I know I got God in me, because I would have tore their heads off a long time ago. But I thank God that I can still look at them, even